and welcome to the CNBC TV 18 special. I'm Shireen Bhan. My guest today is acknowledged and recognized as one of the most powerful leaders, not just in India, but in the world. He's recently been awarded the Padma Vibhushan, and if rumor has it, then he is on the list of the nominees for the Nobel Peace Prize for this year. Joining us today is Sri Ravishankar. Sir, appreciate you joining us here on CNBC TV 18. I have to say that this is an intimidating experience for me, sitting in a hall full of your devotees, your followers. In that sense, they're going to be monitoring every word that I say and every question that I ask you. So let me start by asking
you. Nobody is behind me. They're all ahead of me.
There's plenty behind you as well, sir. There's plenty behind you. But let me start by asking you. There's a lot of rumors floating around suggesting that the facilitators of the Colombian peace resolution could be part of the Nobel Peace Prize nominee list this year. What does it mean to you, if anything at all?
Well, it's a news for me too.
Does it excite you? Would you care if you make it? Would you be disappointed if you don't make it?
No, I don't mind.
You don't mind?
No.
But not too many people, in fact, know about this aspect of the work that you do. And I understand that you actually started working in Colombia in 2012. From the ambassador of LSD, and before I'm accused of anything blasphemous, let me qualify that you yourself acknowledged yourself as the ambassador of LSD, which is laugh, sing and dance, and now to the ambassador of peace and conflict resolution. You've seen an evolution in your journey as well.
See, this is in my nature, it's in our all nature to spread peace. If you are peaceful, that's what you want to spread around.
How did Colombia happen?
Well, the Colombian government awarded me the highest state award. Then when I went there, there was a formal meeting with the president. And then the president expressed his concern about the growing violence there. And he was talking to me about the situation, that there is only military option. I said, why not we try our own? I would like to go to Cuba and try it out, talk to these people. So luckily they responded to me very well. And we had a 3-day talk with these rebels, with the FARC leaders, about 18 of them, all commanders. I told them, look, your goal is not violence, your goal is to bring prosperity to your people. And 50 years, that has not happened. Things have become bad to us. Why not you adopt the Gandhian way of non-violence and declare unilateral ceasefire? And it could, I'd say, just our own luck that they did understood my point of view. Finally, there was a lot of resistance. Then they agreed and they announced unilateral ceasefire with me on the press conference. And then the government also announced from their side ceasefire, and the talks went on. It was a very good end.
So do you see this role as being a facilitator, something that you're going to focus on?
It's possible because you are not part of the conflict. When you are from outside the conflict zone, they have more trust in you.
No, but you've also made offers, for instance, to say that you could play facilitator with rebels in the northeast here in India. Is this, the reason I ask you that is this going to be something that you're going to spend more of your time now on? And any areas in specific that you would like to focus on?
We have been doing this from a long time. It's nothing new. See, inner peace and outer peace, they're all linked. Once you find your inner peace, you just definitely want to spread that around. And outer peace comes only through inner peace. When a person feels that confidence, calmness within oneself, then they shun violence. This has happened with many Naxals in Jharkhand, Bihar, many places.
So you're getting more and more closely linked to politics, not just in India, but globally as well? You are now becoming a political creature, a political animal, if I could call it that as well.
Well, it depends on what you mean by politics. If politics means caring for people and their issues, yeah, I have been there in it from the very beginning. If politics you mean by entering into the active politics and being in the ruler class, I am far from that.
But let me ask you for your assessment, because you said that India at this point in time doesn't require a khichdi government. It requires a majority mandate. This government has a majority mandate at this point in time. And you also believe that this government should be given time, we should have patience, and it should be allowed to sort of follow its agenda. How would you assess the last 2 years of the performance of this government?
Well, it's moving in the right direction, but there's a lot to be done. They have not come to that crescendo where we can say, yeah, we have achieved something great. I think we have just started.
You know, we're sitting here in the National Capital Region. This is the home of Arvind Kejriwal. You've been disenchanted with him in the past. Do you now, perhaps, have a more kinder sort of sense of what he's attempting to do here?
See, it's not disenchanted. I had expressed that he should not have entered into national politics. He should limit himself to the Delhi politics. That's what was my opinion, which I had, and of course he also agreed on that later.
But given the mandate that he managed to win in Delhi now, have you changed your opinion about that?
No, that's perfect. That's perfect. You know, we are the federal government, you know, in the federal setup. We need multiple different parties ruling different parts of the country. There's nothing wrong in it.
Do you follow what is happening in Delhi?
That's what is democracy.
But do you follow what's happening in Delhi?
Well, I have not very closely followed, but he is bringing certain, you know, odd and even number cars and many experiments he is doing. You know, that's good.
Let me ask you about another issue that is currently in the headlines and something that I think needs to be debated and ought to be debated, and that is to do with religious reforms and religious freedom. Under the Article 25 as part of the Constitution, religious freedom is a right. Do you believe that the courts ought to intervene, should intervene at this point in time? You've offered, for instance, as far as the Shani Shignapur matter is concerned, to play facilitator there. I understand that you were supposed to be there on Sunday meeting with the Board of Trustees, but that meeting, I don't know if it's on or not on any longer. But, you know,
no, I'll be meeting many of them. Like? So, yeah, on 7th I'll be meeting. Yeah, sure. You know, I have offered them two models. That one is Kashi Vishwanath temple model, where everybody is allowed, or Tirupati Balaji temple model, where only the priest is allowed, no one else is allowed. But there is no gender discrimination in this case. So that should be followed. Because in this country, especially in the Hindu religion, there has been no gender discrimination. There should not be, though it is there of late, but scripturally there is no gender discrimination.
So you think that it is right then for the courts to intervene if religious leaders are not following the path of gender equality?
Of course, they have the right. Court has assured equality to men and women. So if in whichever field, whether it is property, it's religious rights, it's a political rights, or in the field of economics, there should be gender equality.
Do you intend to sort of take this up?
The gender equality is one of the fundamental rights.
Are you disappointed then that, you know, religious leaders are not following, you know, what you believe is the Hindu philosophy, is the Hindu tradition?
You know, if some traditions are being followed for many centuries, we should understand this. There is a psychological fear that if we break a tradition, maybe something bad will happen to us, or to the village, or to the, you know, province. It cannot be, you know, taken out just by agitations, demonstrations, or by force. It needs to come from a space of confidence building and convincing people. Persuasion and convincing is the way, and that religious and spiritual leaders can do.
So what would your pitch be then to leaders who are listening to you? No, what would you say to them?
Saying,
what would you say to them
today? Don't be afraid. God is not going to be angry on you.
Would that be the pitch then?
The religion, spirituality should not be based on fear.